What's up, good people? This your boy Scott Lewis, Apartment Gamer and more here with another one. Brooklyn Nets Stoop Edition. I'm here with John, everything BK Nets. What's up, John?
What's up, Scott? Good to be here as always. Are you ready?
What's
Wait,
the
Scott. Brooklyn Universe, are you ready? The most
Yes, I
important
am.
game of the
I am
season.
ready.
Brooklyn versus New York Knicks. A battle for
Yeah,
New
that's a
York
good one.
City.
I'm hoping for good things, man. Any good news, man, on the trade thing, man? Because I saw your X. I hope everybody's following you on X because you be on point with some of the stuff. Um,
Appreciate it.
uh,
Yeah,
what's
just
new?
look. Yeah, just looking at what different options could be. Obviously, the Warriors, their topic of discussion because of the Jimmy Butler injury. Very unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers, but he's clearly
Yeah,
out. He could be out much longer. Some people are saying with the medicine practices and advances that a 37-year-old can return from an ACL injury and be what he could be. Not always the case. If this guy was in his early mid 20s, I think he definitely would come back. But there's no telling what type of version you'll get from a Jimmy
yeah,
Butler who's
yeah,
especially going to be on the tail end of his contract next year,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
probably going to miss a chunk of this of next season as well. So the Warriors are in a
yeah.
bind, and they also have a Jonathan Kuminga headache. I know they played him 20 minutes the other night, but is Kuminga happy to be there? No. And what did
Nah,
Dunleavy say? To make a demand, there has to be demand, or something like
yeah.
that. So I
Well,
think he
there's
was
a
kind of
demand.
yeah, so there's
There-
definitely a lot of a lot of wrongs going on with the Warriors right now. They have to really decide how can we maximize. Well, how can we keep Curry happy at this point? It's not even maximize because if you just have Curry and Draymond and a bunch of inconsistent players in that team, there really isn't much to compete with. I think they have options to figure out, but the Brooklyn Nets again, we have MPJ who they had interest in. Could they maybe circle back on that? Could they try to offload Jimmy Butler and two picks to us, just take on that horrendous contract? Is there negotiation to be had there? Maybe. But I think the Warriors definitely could choose to not do anything, but at the same time, you still have Stephen Curry, and at the end of the day, your goal is to maximize his window. So they're definitely going to be a topic going into the next 2 weeks of this deadline for sure. And for MPJ, it was just reported today he's dealing with an MCL sprain issue, the
Yeah,
one he
yeah,
suffered against the Magic where they kicked his knee. So
yeah.
if that's legit or this is potentially making way for either trade conversations or they're just going to rest him the rest of the way. Definitely after this All Star break, rest him the rest of the way is a smart play here. He's made an All Star case for him this year. We have a lot of optionality with his future, but this second half is dedicated to the rookies getting better. And for MPJ, he's done his mission, and we don't want to risk a potential MCL thing become an ACL. So
Right,
hopefully
right.
they do monitor this going forward and his trade value don't go to hell. Because if he suffers an injury, Scott, it's over. You just have to eat up his contract next year, and that's it. So let's see what
Yeah,
happens with that.
yeah. So, do you think the Warriors are going to budge and make a deal? I see that there's possibilities that the Nets can jump into it.
Definitely. I mean, I think there's going to be a multi-team deal going on. Obviously, I've heard Kings and Dallas as the two teams.
Yeah, the Kings and Dallas. Yeah, yeah.
The
I heard
Kings,
that.
if the Kings, it works. The only problem is the Warriors don't want to take on money. Well, they want to give you Malik Monk for Kaminga, and you don't want to take on that money. You guys want Keon Ellis for free. Well, you could get Keon Ellis, but you need somebody to take on Malik Monk's contract. That's where we come.
Yeah, that's where we come into that deal with Malik Monk and yeah,
Yeah, so like if their end game was to get MPJ and Keon Ellis in a three-team deal with us and the Kings, that's how the Warriors get back on track here a little bit. But they need us. They can't just. There's no way for them to get a good deal they want done with a team like the Kings for Kaminga unless there's a third party involved. And we have $15 million of cap space. That's our main weapon this deadline. Is we're the only team with extra cap space. So I think there's definitely going to be conversations with us and a lot of different teams leading up to the deadline and the Nets definitely can pull off some little moves here or there to collect assets in this Warriors deal if they in their court. And honestly, this is our chance to really now capitalize on MPJ's value if the Warriors do want him on a serious level. So I think it benefits us right now. We just got to see where they are leading up to like a week before the deadline because they got to do something. Time is ticking for them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking that there's possibility that they will trade Cam Thomas and MPJ to the Warriors. You think that's a possibility?
It's definitely something for consideration. Or trade Cam Thomas with Kuminga to the Kings because the Kings are probably going to blow that whole veteran thing up and start fresh. Having two young guys of Kuminga and Thomas isn't the worst case scenario for a Kings team that wants to rebuild to start something with. And Brian Lewis reported yesterday, I don't know if you saw, basically the divorce is imminent like we've known for months now. He basically put on the lines of Brad and Angelina Jolie's divorce and a bunch
Right.
of other people's divorces. Like, it just Cam Thomas is ready to leave. You could just see it in his body language, no comment. I just want to ball, do my thing. And you can just kind of tell that Cam is not happy being a six man. But even if he leaves his team, every other team kind of sees him as a six man. So if he wants to go somewhere new, at least have a fresh start, he should okay a deal to go to a team like the Kings or any type of deal involving MPJ or Claxton going elsewhere. He could be a piece that goes to a different team and has a whole different, chance to redeem whatever value he has left in the NBA. So I think he should be willing to want to play ball with the Brooklyn front office, especially if he wants to leave, which every sign is pointing to him just wanting to go anywhere after this year. And if we don't get a deal done for him over the deadline, then you just have to waive him for
Yeah.
nothing. And I think that is just a horrible failure scenario, which I will say on Twitter, if that happens, this is another Sean Marks failed draft pick. Because if you can't get an ounce of value back for him, it was a failure. It was a waste of time. This negotiation this summer were horrible and belligerent on both sides. So you hope that if MPJ or Clax gets traded, Cam could be a piece going elsewhere that you could get maybe a second round pick or something back for it in that case. So I definitely think Cam could be on the move before the deadline, but there's also a small chance no team will budge, and the Nets just got to call an audible and waive him for nothing, which that's the worst case scenario of how to end this failed relationship of 4 years between Cam and the front office. But
Yeah.
Brian
Well, honestly, to be honest with you, I think it's moving towards waiving him for nothing because he has the right to pick where he want to go.
him and his agent, well, his fifth agent, I don't know if he'll have a sixth and seventh,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
him and his agent get to look at potential teams that might want him. And if he says, okay, he goes in the deal. He's only making $6 million. The only teams I think might want him right now are a team like the Clippers who can use firepower, a team like the Bucks who are clinging to find anything in this market to make Giannis want to smile a little bit now. And then you have a team like the Kings who are going to rebuild soon. Cam and Kuminga could be the fresh new faces on that team. And maybe that's where he can get all the playing time he wants because if they're starting from scratch, that means Cam could be a starter there potentially. So I would say Kings, Clippers, and Bucks are like the only teams that might want him. Maybe an outside chance a Lakers team might throw a Dalton Kennett our way for him, but there's not many other teams I could see that are just like antsy for Cam right now. So, yeah, I think the Nets' best chance of trading him is if you have a multi-team deal involving MPJ or a trade involving Claxton. So if they're going to attach him to one of those guys, maybe you could extract a second for Cam Thomas or something.
Okay. All right. I mean, I've been trying to check out the trade routes and see what's going on, but it seemed quiet. Like teams really don't want to pull the trigger. But I have a feeling like if one big move go, then there'll be other moves. It ain't gonna be no moves until that first move.
Right.
If that first move don't happen, then everybody's gonna sit pat until the end of the season. But
Right.
now I want to talk about the Knicks. And the reason why I want to talk about the Knicks is, are we watching the implosion of the Knicks? Because the team had a team meeting this week, yesterday, and they talked about their losing streak. But I expected them not to be, some juggernaut. I thought they were going to be a good team. Now, I'm being fair now because I'm surrounded by Knick fans. I'm the only Net fan in the family. So I want to be fair to them. They have a decent team. They just one or two pieces still away. I don't think they a championship team though yet. What you think?
I think their chance to be a championship team was way before they decided to trade 6 first-round draft picks for a role guy who's overrated as heck.
That's
And
going to hurt them.
yeah,
Yes.
like that. If you look back on it, Leon Rose was actually doing a good thing when you had Randall, Dante DiVincenzo, Brunson, Hartenstein. I'll be honest with you, like that was one of the best teams in the NBA, stats wise, chemistry wise. They decided to sell all that down the river for Carthy Towns and Midkel, two guys right now. One is being invisible. The other can't be invisible, but everybody hates him. And right now, the crazy thing is, Scott, this is a lot bigger than Towns, Bridges, Hart, Flopper Brunson. Apparently, we have a new
The flopper Brunson.
we have a new scandal now. It's called Huggate. Apparently, Mike Brown. It's called Huggate. Apparently, Mike Brown's ill-advised big
Flopper.
bear hug with Draymond Green caused a lot of sour feelings with the Knicks players, coaching staff, whatever. Apparently, everybody was like, "Really?" Carthy Towns almost got his leg pulled out from under him, and you're giving this guy a hug and a high five. Like, yeah, there's definitely some bad vibes going on right now. I think it would be generous. They could have been a championship team a year and a half ago, but they went all in on Bridges and Towns. And Towns now, his defensive weaknesses are now getting magnified, and his offense lately has been non-existent. So if apparently he might be in trade rumors, but if you move off of him, his value is horrible. You essentially have to swap one bad contract out for two bad contracts, like a Jeremy Grant and a Drew Holiday I saw as example. How do those two guys make that squad, which already is up against the margins with no cap space, a lot better when those are two horrible contracts? You're essentially gridlocking yourself for even badder, worser value. So getting rid of Towns is going to start the decline for this team. But
Right,
yeah, there's
right.
just a lot of issues going on, and the biggest question is winning that mid-season tournament trophy jinx the whoopee cushion trophy? Because it seems the last three teams that have won said trophy, they've just been horrible
But they didn't.
afterwards.
But the thing is, the Knicks didn't really celebrate they win. They didn't put up a flag. They didn't have no. They didn't do no, banner or nothing. They didn't do anything crazy to. I am assuming that it's just that the Knicks can't afford an injury. They cannot afford an injury, and they have shortcomings. And I'm not trying to be, disrespectful to the Knicks fans, but what I'm saying is, defensively, you got a 6'1" guard literally running around the court. He's your main weapon, and it's not. That's your weakness. And you got a center a shooting center, which they could put up numbers now. The Knicks can score. They are a scoring team. But it's just that defensively, they depend on Hart and OG and Mikal to hold it down. So, that's their weak spot.
That's
That's their weak
crazy.
spot.
You know
That's
what's
their weak
crazy?
spot. I want to say what ex-ruler was saying. And he was talking about the last thing we were talking about, which is, John, please look up the success rate of the first-round pick of making it to a second contract. I guess, I don't know. What you mean, ex-ruler? What you mean?
I think he's talking about Cam Thomas. So
I know
guess
he's talking about Cam,
yeah.
but what I'm saying is, what is the success rate? Because we have MVPs in second rounds. You know how I feel. There's talent everywhere in the draft. That's my opinion. You just got to put it together. It's like a puzzle. You got to put the puzzle together. That's on the GM, man.
At the end of the day, Cam Thomas probably should have been drafted by this organization. We had Katie, Kyrie, and James. It was almost like, why do you need another young scorer when you already have three of the best firepower scorers in the league? And it always felt like it was a Kevin Durant move because Kevin Durant apparently really liked this kid. They had a great bond.
But let me ask you something, though. Let me ask you something, John. For real, for real. Would you rather have him? Would you rather have what you got on the bench now or Cam Thomas? Think about what I'm saying. Would you want him on the bench?
At this rate, what he's given me lately, no, because his heart is not in it. Like you could tell with Jaeger and his rookies, their hearts are in it right now.
I get it. I get it. So what you're saying is the organization failed them.
It was a two-sided thing. Like I said it when
so
it
you
happened.
think he failed us?
They both did. Listen, this front office never valued Cam Thomas, but Cam Thomas put himself on a level where you look at the way the NBA is evolving right now. You have to be over 6'5". You have to be great at
That's
defense. You have
not
to be
true,
tall. And
though.
yes, no,
That's
yes, it is.
no,
Scott,
no,
Scott,
no.
Scott.
I think that's not true. I think that's what people want.
That's the
I
way it's
think that's
going,
what they.
though.
Yeah, but I'm
Look
just
at Trey
saying.
Young, for instance, though. Like he was worth he would have been worth 4 first round draft picks maybe 5 years ago when Kyrie Curry and those other small guards were going crazy in the NBA. But now the NBA is going away from that. Trey was traded for 0 first round picks. If he wasn't making this 50
All it
million,
take is for the league. All it take is one team to win a title with a short guard, and
as a
then
six man.
all that what y'all saying will not matter. That whole 6'5" got to be 6'6" or 6'7" to play guard is it's going to be out the window because it's not that. It's like almost you making it almost impossible to win a title without the proper players because you're looking at height.
Right, but you see how shooting guards are now getting different. Like, look, Josh Hart, for instance. He's not what I would say is a great scoring guard in this league, but he plays at the position. Amon Thompson, if that guy Amon had Cam scoring right now, that guy could be a superstar potentially because he's elite on defense, but he's not great on offense. So I agree with you. Scoring guards do
Yeah.
have a certain role in the NBA, but they're moving away from being a main role. Guys like Curry, they were
So that's
exceptions.
why I said Cam can come off the bench. This is what
But
I
he don't
said.
want to come off the bench. That's the problem. That's what Cam's issue
I mean,
is.
how we know this? How,
Look
I
at
mean,
his body language. They
no,
they
I
literally
think that's got
asked him,
something to
Scott.
do
They
with.
asked him,
I
Scott,
think.
are you happy with your
No,
role?
well, you
What did he
can't.
say?
No, he don't
No
trust it.
comment.
I don't think he trusts the media. And should he?
Given the way they lambasted him, I wouldn't be upset if he didn't trust him. But at the same
Okay, then.
time,
So there you
they're
go. That's your
following him.
answer.
They-
Late picks are more likely to flop than succeed.
Scott,
X rule.
so
Okay. All right.
let me
All right.
just say this the last issue on Cam because I want to tie it into Brunson because he's an undersized guard as well. The thing with Cam and front office, they were never on the same page for 4 years. This always felt like a Kevin Durant move because Sean Marks, he smiled the day he drafted him. We saw the video footage on Breezy Show, but 4 years later, did Sean Marks ever once give Cam an acknowledgement or a pat on the back saying, I think this kid is a long-term part of the future? No. The only time he said something was, I didn't expect Cam Thomas to do what he did offensively, but it was much appreciated. Like when you do stuff like that, it means you never had plans for this kid. This kid, though, was like, well, there's nobody else scoring 20, 30, 40 points. You know, when my first contract's coming up, I think this front office will take care of me. Like they took care of Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, Alan Crabb, etc. And they were like, no, Cam, you got to jump through more hoops and prove you could be a great playmaker and a great offensive guy. And Cam's like, I'm done. I'm done. I'll take a risk with 10 teams with cap space next summer. And that's what happened here. So both sides failed. Cam overthought his value. The front office undervalued his value. And there's no way to fix that. If two sides think they're one's higher up, the other's lower down, there's never going to be a meet in the middle. So a divorce should happen very soon. Now, let me go to Brunson real quick. You look at what's going on being the discombobulation with the Knicks. At the end of the day, Brunson's biggest key is he's a flopper. This guy gets so many flop calls to get to the free throw line, and he's the only guy that runs the offense of that team. You took him off the team with injuries. That Knicks team, nobody can self-create. OG, Mikal, Towns, none of those guys can create their own shots except Brunson. But Brunson is such a defensive liability, like you saw against the Pacers last year. Now teams are playing Brunson even tougher on the court, making him even more of a liability on that end. But the crazy thing is Towns, he's like a 7-foot version of Brunson. No defense. He's got offense, but he plays zero defense. And Bridges and OG, they're the biggest cogs of what's going wrong here. They're supposed to be, what's the nickname? Wingstop? They've been wing slop lately.
That's what they call them, wing stop.
They're wing slop. I changed the name to wing slop, but the crazy thing is, Scott, you got.
Oh man, wing stop. That's what they call themselves.
Well, it's wing slop now. It's wing slop. But the crazy thing is, you got OG making $40 million. And you look at OG, he's been a good defender most of his career, but is he a $40 million player? Is he like a third, a fourth option on a championship team? He ain't playing like one. He's collecting the money. And then you got Mikal, who got that big extension. Well, he saved $6 million, apparently. He's such a sweet guy. Listen, this guy's been invisible the whole season. The best thing this guy did was have 2 blocks against the Celtics. Take away those 2 blocks, The guy got cooked last year by every top team in the NBA. And this year, this guy's averaging minimal stats, but he's still playing 30, 40 minutes a night.
Well,
Those
they
two
don't have
guys,
nobody else to play. That's why
yeah, but those
they
two,
can't. They can't. They come off the bench. If that is true about height in the league, they come off the bench. They don't have another two guard or a point guard. They next point guard is also short in McBride. So I mean, they cook.
They are on their way to being overcooked. And their bench is the same as it was last year. Ubaselli was the big move they made. They hate this guy. I mean, this guy's a trade rumors every day, but you're probably not going to get much for him. And then Jordan Clarkson, that guy's days of being Clarkson of Utah, six man are over. This dude has been a non-factor as well. The only guy that's been good off the bench is McBride. But if they want to make a move, a desperate move for Giannis, I would be surprised if McBride's one of the pieces out the door because he's the only bench piece giving you real value. So, yeah, the Knicks right now, this is their last season to really go for. Because after this season, it gets tough because Towns' extension, which they're not going to give him, they're going to try to trade him away at that point. If they don't make the move for Giannis this year, they're not going to make it this summer because they'll be out of assets. Mitchell Robinson, he'll be a free agent. They can't retain him. But Towns, they do not want to sign an extension. Last thing I heard about it was they were in no rush or there were no conversations to get an extension done. If they have to move Towns this summer, they have to take on two bad contracts. There's no draft capital coming the Knicks' way. They have to take on two bad contracts and still make do building around Brunson. But he'll be in his 30s. They'll be against the cap. The team's going to be in a lot of trouble. And then Brunson, how long is he going to be happy on a team where he essentially controls, but everybody around him is just discombobulated with him? I would not be surprised in 2 or 3 years if they start breaking up. Brunson requests to go to L.A. to play with Luka.
You think Brunson would leave New York? I don't think so.
He ain't staying. At the end of the day, if there's not a championship team, he'll say, hey, listen, I'm happy I got to play with my papa and my godfather, but, I go where the money's telling me to go. I don't think Brunson would stay.
He took a major pay cut. He ain't going nowhere. He took a major pay cut.
If they break it up in 2 years, who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, yeah, in 2 years, yeah. That's
but you can just tell right now, the Towns one is very telling. They regret that decision, clearly. Mike Brown and Towns are on two opposite sides of the spectrum. They both don't like each other. So if the head coach and your secondary starter like each other already, you could tell a divorce is going to happen. And Mike Brown, he's on the hot seat because the owner said 2 weeks ago, after not having an interview for like over 2+ years, that I expect the Knicks to be an NBA Finals scenario situation.
That's what he said? Dolan said that?
Dolan said, I expect this team to be in the NBA Finals. And guess what? They are going away from that now because the pressure.
That's going to be crazy.
This team cannot handle the pressure. We've seen with the Knicks for over a decade. They cannot handle the pressure. And yes, Brunson was fun for them. But once you made that move of trading your Giannis package of 6 first-round picks for this guy's dorm room buddies, this is where Brunson takes all the blame and accountability. He wanted his Villanova buddies around, but then you decided to get really weird about it. Go for Towns, trading away one of your best Villanova guys. I think this guy's the best Villanova guy, Dante DiVincenzo, which they felt a lot of loss.
He was playing well for them.
Towns. So, yeah, now if Towns is going to be the first man out, that starts to decline immediately. They only have like 2 first-round swaps available in their draft capital arsenal, and you're not getting picks for Towns. So, yeah, I think if they don't win this year, it's going to start, and that's where the Nets come in. We have 4 of their picks going forward. Their 2027 first, a 2028 swap, a 2029 first, which is looking very valuable, and the most valuable pick, a Knicks 2031 first. So if they start breaking up this summer,
2029 is going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. If they start breaking up this summer with sending Towns somewhere for bad contracts, you can already see the end is near for that team because then it's just Brunson and Bridges. And Bridges, they can't get rid of that guy. You thought he was worth less when we had him before he went to the Knicks. The stock dropped from 6 firsts to maybe 6 seconds and a protected first. That's how bad Bridges' value has fallen. So, yeah, the Knicks are in trouble. But as far as tonight goes, this is the Nets' most important game of the season. We've basically been fighting a lot this year because of Jordy and what he's trying to implement in the system. But for tonight especially, you want the rookies to play hard. You want MPJ, even though he's got a little injury bug, to do what he's been doing well. But you want everybody to play with energy tonight. Even if the numbers don't look good again for us tonight, play with energy. Make it tough on the Knicks. The Knicks right now are going through a crazy hell of their own making. And for the Nets, fight that. Use that as ammunition tonight. Make the Garden boo as loud as they damn can boo while you guys are kicking their butts in certain points this quarter. I get it.
Yeah.
The odds are against us to pull off any type of win tonight, but you know what? Make it tough on them. Let them know we got your future going forward. Yeah, you guys are the top team right now in New York, but you definitely ain't playing like the big brothers. You're playing like the lost brothers. You're playing like the confused brothers. And tonight, maybe, just maybe, you'll be the defeated brothers of New York.
Yeah, the Knicks. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is gonna be interesting with the Knicks, man. And the
Most
reason why I
definitely.
say that, as a Net fan, like I said, I'm not trying to disrespect the Knicks and they fans. I think they're a good team, but the thing is, you owe us money, so and we want our change. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we want to collect it.
And their
And
schedule don't get any easier. They're facing Philly, and then next week, right after the deadline, they're facing Detroit and Boston back to back with a day in between. I think they have a schedule where in early February they play 6 out of 9 nights in the
wow,
NBA. So, and then the schedule after the All Star break from February 20 or something to like March 11th, they're facing top Western Conference teams, a lot of playoff teams from both sides of the East and West. So, yeah, the Knicks' schedule actually gets easy towards the end of the season, but by the end of the season, they could be as low as the sixth seed or dare I say, a late play-in team because you have Cavs, Magic, and Philly right on their necks, and you have Boston, who thought Boston right now would be the second seed in the East. What Brad Stevens has done with that
with
team,
a
man,
superstar hurt.
woo, with Superstar might be back. Jason Tatum, who I'm
Yeah, he
hearing,
might be
Scott,
back this
he could be
season.
back in a few weeks.
That's
This
what
is
I'm saying.
insane. This is
They're
where
in
the Knicks.
trouble. The
This is
East
where
in
the Knicks
trouble.
this is where the Knicks are coming home to roost right now. If Boston becomes a threat with Tatum's return, they're in trouble. If the Raptors, who I don't think anybody thought the Raptors would be a top 3, 4, 5 team this year, if the Raptors keep making up ground right now, then the Knicks are struggling between being either the last fourth team to have a home game or being the fifth team on the road to start your
Wow.
first round. So yeah, for the Knicks, the timing is horrible. All this timing of all these issues came at the worst possible time. But I'll be honest, Scott, I think they thought winning that midseason tournament trophy would make the rest of the way a cakewalk. And guess what? It's not a cakewalk. Now they're facing the troubles of going after Towns and Bridges, trading up all those picks. You didn't have to do that. You could have did the Bridges thing for maybe all those picks and still kept Dante and Julius Randle, but they decided to get crazy with it. And now you're stuck with a negative asset in Towns, and Bridges has become a massive negative
Well,
asset.
they
So
wanted to
yeah,
get
times
rid
are
of
ticking.
Randall, which I thought. Well, yeah, Randall was. They've been saying they've been wanting to get rid of him anyway. Even though I thought he was the reason why they became relevant again. So
He was
I
a
didn't
big
get
part
that
of that.
one. Yeah. Oh.
And he was him and Brunson. They had a good chemistry. It's crazy. They were doing well. If Brunson didn't hurt his shoulder, remember he pulled his shoulder or
Yeah.
something. That's
Yeah. I
why he missed
remember.
the first and second round. If he was there against the Pacers in that second round, the Knicks could have had a chance to do something against Boston. Boston had a cakewalk all the way
Way
to the
to the
finals.
finals. Yeah, they
But if the
did.
Knicks were there, it could have been something. So yeah, they decided to break up something that was good for something crazy. They thought, well, let's do the Villanova boys thing. Then after a month, it's like, okay, let's get Towns because Towns and Brunson, that's going to be unstoppable. Yeah, offensively, they had their
I don't
moments
blame
last
them
year.
for doing it though, because at that time Minnesota had just went to the Western Conference Finals, wasn't it? The year before.
Right, and I'm surprised Minnesota did what they did, but you know what? Minnesota is still, somehow getting to Western Conference Final scenarios. But I think this year they might be in a little trouble because the West is very competitive. But for the Knicks,
Yeah.
the Brunson and Towns thing, offensively, it was going to be fun pairing. But now you see the NBA has figured out that system, and Mike Brown is a completely different coach than Thibs. Thibs was a defensive mastermind. Yes, was he a ruthless military sergeant? Everybody hated his guts. Yes, but he
I
still
don't know
got
why
results.
they were getting the minutes they wanted. They were getting mad minutes. I mean, as a player, you want to be on the court. You
Right.
want to be on the court. He was one that would not sub in. If you was a rookie on his team, not as you nice. I mean, you had to really fit in with his system. But
Right.
his thing
And now,
was maybe he wasn't the problem.
I think I understand why they went against him. I even predicted that they were going to do that because who are they going to throw under the bus if they don't make it to the NBA Finals? Thibs, because he played us too much. And Bridges, this is the thing that bugged me last year. Mikal was the same guy during that fateful Bucks game where Jock Vaughn rested him, right? Mikal's always about that Iron Man streak. I got to play every game so I keep up a meaningless streak. So when they benched him, that's when the whole downfall started with him wanting to go play with his Knicks buddies. Fast forward a year later, he's the one telling NBA media, "Oh, Thibs is playing me too much now. Play my invisible bench, bro. You got traded for 6 first-round draft picks, and you're saying that little bench they had last year should be playing more than you." You got exposed, Midkel. This whole thing where you came for 27 games thinking you're going to be some big star, you was all a lie. This dude just wanted to get paid. Bridges didn't want to become no Iron Man superstar. He still wanted. I think this guy will be a sixth man in a few years at worst, or a seventh man. He fooled the Nets and now the Knicks. And I think all of us New York fans should come and get a realization. Midkel fooled both of us. This guy said he was about loyalty, family, give my 100. Dude, you were going to bounce after you got benched for your idiotic streak being in. Actually gave us house money with this deal. So yeah, the Knicks are now going through it, and for tonight, let's make it even tougher on them. This schedule getting easier, so let's let them know you guys may be the top New York team right now because media says you are, but we're going to
Right.
give you a fight tonight, and that's what the Nets are playing with energy throughout, man.
Yeah, they should. They definitely should. I mean, I don't see no reason why this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good one. And I don't think that. I'll tell you one thing: if the Nets beat the Knicks tonight, there's going to be a lot more noise in that Knick locker room for
Oh,
sure.
I'm telling you, it's going to be
It's
like
going to
World
be a
War III in there. It's
lot
going to
of
be
noise. It's going to be a lot
it,
of finger pointing. I'm telling you, the
it,
media is going to chew that ass out. I'm going to tell you
mhm.
right now, you're not going to get no sleep. Knick fans are going to be pissed, and you know how they are when they ready to trade you right now. They're already talking. The murmurs are already coming out. I'm telling you. I know how they are. They desperate. They New Yorkers. They want it to happen now. I know how that. I know how it feel. I'm surrounded by Knick fans. Trust me.
If,
I hear it every day, but I
if
still wear my colors. Though.
if we somehow pull off the most unexpected win of the season against them, I'm telling you, there's two things going to happen. The owner Dolan's going to get up out of his seat or wherever the hell he's hiding. He's going to go to the back and say, "Mike Brown, get the heck out of my garden." He's literally going
Yeah,
to say
his
that.
job is
He's
definitely on the line.
he's going to let
They
him.
definitely going to look to trade. Probably they ain't going to trade. They point guard. I'm telling you, they not.
They
They love him
they
to death.
if they let go of
But
Brown,
Towns is going to have a problem.
if they let go of Brown, they're probably going to hire Mike Malone because that guy's on ESPN waiting for his call. He was somebody that was rumored to be the coach. They're going to hire him, and this is what they're going to do. They're going to call up John Hurst and say, "You win. I'll give you Towns. I'll give you Bridge. I'll give you whatever swaps I have left." And that'll be that. Like they're gonna be pressured. If we do what we do tonight, they're gonna say we owe that team 4 firsts right now. We just got to go all in and get a top 3 superstar, regardless of how bad the bench is gonna be, regardless of how bad the starting line is gonna be. Because if you make the Giannis move, Robinson's gone after this summer. He's not coming back. They're not gonna be able to get a NBA All Star center to pair with Giannis. So right then and there, they're handicapped. You might have to play OG at the 4 and play Giannis at 5, which ain't gonna work. So yeah, the downfall will start even more if they make the Giannis move because you have to give up 2 core pieces. Whatever capital you have left, you'll be empty. You'll have Giannis and Brunson, which, that could be fun for a few games, but they're going to be fighting against a lot of teams that are getting healthy right now. Magic, Philly, Cavs, and then you have Boston and Detroit. Those are 5 teams that look more ready right now than the Knicks do. And the West, forget about it. Even an OKC team without Jalen Williams, I think, would give the Knicks hell. So, yeah, right now the Knicks are going through a whirlpool, and if we somehow pull off the unexpected win of the season, Knicks media is going to go through a hellstorm, and it's going to start with the coach, and it's going to start with potentially calling up the Bucks about doing a crazy deal for Giannis that they shouldn't even be able to do, but the Knicks always have a way of screwing themselves over. So yeah, if we do this tonight, yes, man, the Knicks are going to be in trouble. But for us, we're playing with house money. We have a lottery pick where if we lose tonight, helps our lottery pick. If we win tonight, it self-destructs the Knicks, and we have 4 of their picks. So this is like
Yeah,
catch
it's
50-50
like a
for the Nets
win-win.
tonight.
It's like a win-win situation,
It
right?
really
Yeah,
is. And
listen, ex-ruler said the Knicks have a 2 to 3 year window. I agree. That's
they
including
have,
this year, though. He
they
did
had a
say that.
window.
I think he's right though. They still got a foundation of. Well, I don't know if Hart is going to be there. I don't know if Hart. I don't know. I just feel like with OG and Mikal and Bronson, all they need to do is add one more piece, and they still will be a good team, regardless if they get rid of Towns and Hart. That's how I feel. That's what I think. I mean, they'll be a good team, but they wouldn't be. They bench will still be a subject.
Oh, they're in trouble. If it's just Brunson by himself, without a Randall, without a Towns, he's gonna expose in the playoffs. Like this is the problem with small guards right now. They cannot lead a championship team. Curry's one of the rare exceptions, but he had a Kevin Durant. Let's remember, he had the ultimate cheat code to complement his greatness. Now with the Knicks, there's gonna be no big superstar.
Oh shoot, lost them. 1 second, please.
Taller and bigger, that's when the Knicks are really going to start feeling the pressure of building around an undersized guard. But as far as tonight goes, out of the Nets who have the most pressure tonight, Nick Claxton, he got embarrassed by Karl-Anthony Towns, the big meow last game. For Claxton tonight, if the people who are still in his corner want to validate to me why we should not trade this guy for any type of assets we can get tonight, be the interior anchor presence. Show up against Towns and Mitchell Robinson. Show you are that guy because I still want to trade this guy because I still have worries that he cannot go up man-to-man against the best bigs in the NBA. But if you want to make a statement tonight, Nick Claxton, let's remember this. Before we went on the lose streak, Claxton talked big about the Knicks, saying, ever since I was here, we've never lost. Well, you've lost, Claxton. You're now one of the guys leading this squad. So you want to make a statement tonight? Be that interior be that interior anchor and show up on the defensive end and show what you've added to your game because this is a big game for Nick Claxton's future. If he is going to be the center going forward after this deadline, then tonight's a statement game. But if not, we have to trade Claxton as soon as possible. I know Leaf and O's are on the same page with me about that. But as far as who has the most pressure tonight to step up, it's Nick Claxton.
Yeah, we got Leaf in the house. Let me just say this one thing, Leaf. OG's a dog. He's super impactful. I like OG Gallo.
You talk about OG Anunoby? The guy making $40 million?
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, I don't like the money.
About OG ain't nobody.
Yeah, I don't like the money. I don't like the money, but I like him as a player. He hustle. He hustle hard. You can't deny that.
He's a here and there player.
Yeah, you can't deny that. From somebody who loves basketball, I like his motor. He tries real hard, and that's what you need. You need that. You need that on your team. He is the new
Ben Simmons. He is the new Ben Simmons of the NBA contract-wise. He really is.
He's a better shooter than Ben Simmons, though.
Yeah, slightly better on the offense. I agree with you, but contract-wise, that's the value.
He ain't worth $40 million. I'm not even trying to hear that. What's up, Leaf?
What's going on, man? My bad.
That's all right. You good.
Just to piggyback on what John said.
First of all, are you covered in the game tonight?
I am. I got an invite from a Tangerine fan.
Okay. I wish I could get a Tangerine fan in the chat. Because I just have a question.
Don't worry, bro. I'm gonna link I already linked my channel, man. I got the logo up, man. I'm ready to go, man. So y'all can just see it on my page, obviously, man. But shout out to him, because he did send me the invite and everything, and he sent me the joint. So,
okay.
I'm gonna be in the Knicks Nets live watch party or whatever. He probably gonna be doing a play-by-play because he got MSG.
Well, I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate everybody checking out. But I don't care how good the Claxton does tonight, bro. Like, I still want him gone.
Same.
Shit. I mean, I don't even know why that was even said, bro. Like
Why?
Claxton,
I don't hate Claxton. I don't
I
blame
don't
him.
hate him, but I just think that everything that he's done in the last 7 years is not gonna go higher than what it is right now.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with. I remember we was on Breezy thing. All I was saying was that there's nothing else out there. Basically, if it was somebody that you can get to replace him, I'd be more than glad to go along
Danny
with
Wolf.
it.
Oh,
but he has to prove himself. He has to. He
hasn't got the time right now.
All right,
so had 7 years.
I'll tell you what.
Let it happen. Let it happen.
I'll tell you what. Everything that he does on offense at the 5, once he starts getting 30-something minutes a game, we're gonna forget all about the defense that Claxton gave you.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
Because somebody else can fill.
I agree.
I agree. Somebody else can fill the spot.
Somebody else can definitely fill the spot because you have more options out of dribble handles. You have more options out of pick and rolls. You have more options out of your big, out of playing off your big because this dude is arguably the best passer out of all of our rookies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of maybe Nolan Trayor, who could actually draw the defense, guess what? Danny Wolf could do the same thing. I don't think we ever seen anything like Danny Wolf in terms of his skill set. At 7 feet, bro, like you basically got a mixture of what could possibly be Dirk Nowitzki, Nikola Jokic, and Kevin Durant all balled into one player.
You know what? Leaf. I don't disagree with it. Like everybody says that too. When you a skilled offensive player, you put pressure on teams' defense.
Yes.
So it changes the dynamic of the game. I get it. Mm-hmm. So if he can be that, then yeah, Claxton is definitely gone.
And I think he's getting much better as a rebounder.
That's my concern is on the defensive end. If you scoring 30 and giving up 30, then I mean, yeah, we be in the game, but
I let it be known, bro. Not every big is getting 30 in today's game, bro.
That's for sure.
I think Danny Wolf is more than capable of getting 30 because of his range offensively.
And his 3-point shot. Out of all the bigs we had the last 10 years, I've gone on record on this. I think he's the best big we've had that can shoot threes. This early on in his career, like not even Sengun, who's now shooting threes, was doing anything close to this a few years ago.
I just need y'all to pay attention to this. Pay attention to how he is as a 3-level, not just as a 3-level creator, but as a 3-level playmaker, bro. Like he can create on all 3 levels. From the 3-point line, in the full court, off the rebound, full court passes, out of pick and rolls with a big, in the post, like driving and kicking, and driving and finding the cutters and the shooters. He can find that.
Yeah,
he's capable of doing all of that, bro. It's up to one of these dummies on our coaching staff to give him more minutes.
Right. My thing with Danny and Daniel brought it up. Like he said, he don't move him, but what it is around the rim, he doesn't seem to be. You know what I'm saying? I agree with what Daniel is saying here. I have to see it. That's all I'm saying.
What Daniel wants to see. The thing is, Daniel,
because
Daniel, I gotta correct Daniel by saying what he said. It's not about him scoring around the rim. It's about him scoring in space once he gets to the 5. Once he gets to the 5, bro, the defense is going to collapse, and then you have more shooters. Because now, if he's at the 5, now everybody from 1 to 5 on the opposition has to play defense. They have to get out on the perimeter. They have to move laterally. They have to get 30 feet away from the basket. So when you start to do that, bro, you expose the Knicks, bro. Did we not see Indiana do the same thing last year with Halliburton and Miles Turner? Did we not see that?
Can I just say something to Danielle? It's actually Danielle, not Danielle. Danielle, when he got called up, Wolf against the Bucks, I could have sworn he scored over Giannis at the rim and Portis all these other guys. So
exactly.
The people that said he didn't score at the rim, I've seen him score multiple times at the rim. Layups. I think he had a fadeaway mid-range once or twice. He can score at the rim. The problem is we have Nolan and Cam, two guards who demand the ball so damn much, he gets left out of a lot of offensive schemes. Like, come
No,
on, people.
no. That's one of the problems. But the other problem
Yeah,
is that he's normally at the three, which is not where
that's
he's
a huge
supposed to
problem.
be
I
at
agree.
all.
He's a five. He
That
shoots a
means the
five.
lanes is usually clogged, bro. And
Right.
whoever's at the five usually is Claxton. The shot blocker is waiting at the basket for him. But what I can say is Danny Wolf is crafty enough to get something up around the rim. It's just all about his one-on-one opportunities, bro. Because I promise you, if he's at the five, there's not going to be that many dudes colliding at the basket because he can find shooters.
Right. He
All
should
right.
be running more point. And tonight's a
I
big
have
game
to
for
see it.
Danny
I
Wolf.
have to see it.
Tonight against the Knicks is a huge game for Danny Wolf. I want him to show playmates. I want him to make some juice. I want him to really take it against some of these bigs. Who's the backup big right now for the Knicks after Robinson? Who's the backup big? Yubicel? Like, come on.
Yeah,
He should be able to dominate a bit tonight, Danny
Listen,
Wolf, off the
I'll be
bench.
honest with you, bro. Like I'm not like Breezy. I'm not like the rest of these other Nets fans that see this as a rivalry because it's not. Every time the Nets and the Knicks have played, whoever the losing team is, has always had a losing record. You can go all the way back to any of the games. Go back to that game that Breezy loved so much, bro. Like when Cam Thomas put up 21 points in 30 minutes. The Knicks had Lance Thomas on the court. He didn't mention that.
Lance Thomas.
Lance Thomas. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you remember him because he's a burger. We all remember all the Knicks burgers.
Yeah.
We all
Lance
remember them.
Thomas.
The Knicks were 10 games under 500, and we were 10 games over 500 because that's what KD left us.
Yeah.
So the real dynamic here is that, like, be honest with you, bro. Historically, since 1977, all the way up till now, bro, we've been the Clippers of the East. We have.
Yeah.
It's
Kind of.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate to make the comparison.
Go ahead.
It's unfortunate to make that comparison, but the Clippers did go all in on Kawhi, who I guess is their KD variant, and that really screwed them over. For us, we traded KD at the right time, I guess you could say. And the Kevin Durant tree has really yielded a lot of draft capital fruit, over 31 picks. So, we traded him at the right time. The Clippers are stuck with Kawhi, so they're just waiting for his money to get off the books. But I do agree with Leaf that our organization made some ill-advised star moves that if you're going to make those moves, you got to make sure you get a championship out of it, and we weren't even close. So for us right now, we're now armed with all this cap space, all these picks. We have a huge draft coming up. Get your franchise guy. And then we can start constructing this any way possible. I don't know if you guys heard, Scoopy Robinson said yesterday that the Nets almost traded for Giannis this past summer. I don't know if that's fully 100% accurate, but he had a source that was a former Brooklyn Net player and a former Bucks player that said that the Nets kind of came close to doing something like that. So, yeah, the Nets do want to go back to star hunting eventually. So if you get a franchise guy in this draft, I think the Nets will become more of a desirable market because you can have a young core in place that a superstar can go, hey, if I pair myself with these young Bucks, we can maybe run the East potential or be a top 4 or 5 seed. So I think the Nets are in a good spot right now. It's just you got to capitalize on this draft. And of course, I'm not like Leaf. I definitely think there's a rivalry. No matter what teams you are, like, Yankees, Boston, that's one of the greatest rivalries of all time. Yankees and Mets, it's always a fun thing. For Nets and Knicks, it's a huge rivalry. Ever since we came to New York, we've looked as the ugly, stepbrother. Like, nobody wants to talk to us. Nets fans, why even, wearing the Nets gear? It's a Knicks town. At the end of the day, we're the only team in the last decade to say we had 3 superstars at the same damn time on our team. Weren't the Knicks losing 7 straight years wearing bags on their faces because they were so upset with that team? Yes, you got Brunson and his godfather and his father to come manage your team. But at the end of the day, look at the ramifications now of doing that. It's now led to them going on a spiral. So for tonight's game, just play with energy, Nets. Make them feel the defensive pressure you can bring with effort. Make them feel the offensive pressure you can bring with effort. This is going to be a lot of effort tonight because the Garden base, they're going to be booing us every time we make a shot. But they'll be booing them a lot more if we even have a semblance of a lead over them at any point this game tonight. So for the Nets, play some psychological warfare. Feed into what they're going through right now, but play with grit and hustle. I said Claxton has a big game tonight because some people do want to keep him. Well, if you want to be the center still, you got to lock up Towns tonight. You got to lock up Mitchell Robinson. And for
Well,
us,
listen,
the game will depend a lot on what he does.
I ain't gonna just put it on Claxton. I want to. If you want to say something about Danny Wolf, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Yes. Tonight is the night, Ken. You cannot tell me tonight ain't the night. You cannot tell me he's still learning. Tonight is the night.
For all the rookies, listen.
All of them got to prove something tonight.
Yegor, Powell, especially Drake Powell.
They're going to get minutes. They're going to get the minutes. They're going to be on the spotlight. We're going to see. We're going to see if he can play the 5. Honestly, Danny Wolf. I love. Listen, me and Leaf said, and I think you remember me saying, I like Danny Wolf, and I would have drafted him. I would have drafted him probably before a couple of players we drafted, because that's how much I like him. But to sit there and say I didn't think he was a 5 when I was thinking about drafting him, I didn't think he was a 5. I thought he was a 4. I was thinking more playing 2 bigs. That's what I was thinking. I mean, could be wrong, but I'm just saying, double bigs and you got a shooter big too. Come on, man. I mean, he don't have to have that pressure. Now, if he put him in the center spot, which I think Jordy would still not do, he will not put him at the 5. He's not. He's going to be guarding OG. That's who he's going to guard. And OG is, he's mobile.
Yeah,
we're going to find out. We're going to find out.
We're going to have Dayron at the 5, like you said. We're going to have Wolf at the 4. And that 2 big man combo should play the Nets' advantage because the Knicks bench is very small. Like, I don't know what their depth is after Robinson at center, but it's probably very small. So that double big lineup should yield some positives tonight. But it'd be nice to see, like Lee said, Wolf run a little point, dish out a bit, go in the interior, knock down some threes. For all these rookies tonight, especially, is huge test. For Drake Powell, this is one of his biggest assignments yet, guarding Brunson. And Brunson is going to try to take advantage of his rookie shortcomings by foul baiting him or getting him to do a silly tack foul. Drake Powell, do not fall for the bait. This dude is a flopper. Be a magnet on him tonight on defense. Make him miss shots. Make him make bad passes. Steal the ball from him. Show the flopper what's up in Brooklyn. For Drake Powell, huge game for Yegor. Yegor lit the Barclays on fire with that great, insane coming out performance against the Magic. Now you go into the Garden, a completely different animal. Everybody's going to laugh, saying, that's the Nets' first lottery pick. No, Yegor, tonight, show them what you could do from 3. But more importantly, show them what you can do from the interior.
Yegor is going to be on Mikal Bridges. And that's going to be...
I'll be blocking.
That's going to be a test for him.
Right.
It's going to be a test because Mikal is crafty. Right. He ain't like he's not, we sit there and talk about players like but he's been in the league for a minute. Right. So he knows what to do. He's going to do what he need to do. Yegor got to be on point.
Yegor
defensively. He has to be on point. If he's not on point, then he's going to have a problem. And Nolan might end up, I don't know if I want to put Brunson on him because I don't think he's ready. I think he has the set. It's just that Brunson is crafty, man.
Right. and Nolan off the bench is probably real against Jordan Clarkson. I think Nolan could show Clarkson. But Clarkson has not been the same guy he was in Utah. For Nolan, he started to figure out his playmaking a lot more. The last 5 to 6 games, he had almost 20 assists. Offensively, the last few games he's going off from 3. So it's like tonight, Nolan, control your speed. Don't let the Garden aura get to you. Make smart shots. Make really good passes, but use your speed to your advantage. The Knicks are not a quick defensive team. I think Nolan has a chance tonight to put some of these Knicks players on the bench, especially on skates. Use your speed to your advantage. So I think the rookies, this is their biggest test today because the Knicks are going through it. Large part of our net space wants its team to go for a win tonight. Don't just go for let's be competitive. Let's go for it and really show the Knicks that they're in a huge trouble right now. So for the rookies tonight, especially, yes, this is a huge test for all of them. And all I want them to do tonight is play with confidence, play with moxie, but play with desire to win, to show them we are the future of New York. Yes, you guys are living in the present of trying to win a title. You won a whoopee cushion trophy, but you're now trying to win a title that's escaping your grasp. For us, the Nets' future is just truly getting started. So I just hope the rookies tonight play with energy, poise, but don't make it easy. Don't let the rookie mistakes rear into their heads. Play with confidence like you've been here for more than 3 months. So for the rookies, I definitely expect them to at least play with maturity tonight, if anything else.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out how everything fits out tonight. So
Most
that being
definitely.
said, I'm getting ready to go off. The game getting ready to come on in 10 minutes. John, where they can meet you at? Where they can get in touch with you?
Scott, great show today, Scott, as always. If you ever want to talk fun basketball, follow me on Twitter, Eric the BKNS John. I'm about 51 away from 500 followers. If you haven't seen my content, please check it out. And if you follow me, I'll do everything in my best power to keep delivering good content because, Scott, I appreciate the shout out before. I always try to create the best Brooklyn Nets content possible. I'm on different podcasts, different spaces pages, and I always try to bring that fun, authentic energy no matter what. And tonight, the Brooklyn Nets are going to war, to battle. This is our Super Bowl. Brooklyn based. This is our Super Bowl tonight. Take full advantage. Make it as tough as possible on the Knicks and let them know you ain't the big brothers. You tonight might be the defeated brothers. Let's go, Brooklyn. Let's go, Brooklyn. Shout out to you, Scott, and shout out to the Brooklyn Base, man. Let's
All
get
right,
it.
John. All right, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat, Gallo, X Ruler, Daniel, and everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bring people along. You can pass this around. Pass on my channel around. I'm trying to keep it going. Thank you. Brooklyn Nets tonight. Peace.
Peace.